There is a village in northern Spain where the cemetery has no names on the graves, where the electricity didn't arrive until 1980, and where there are almost twice as many houses as people living in them. We drove an hour into the mountains of Asturias to find it. This is Bandujo. Hi there, this is Project Asturias. This is our little team. This is
Kate.
And this is Nico. I will tell you briefly what's about this project, how this project came alive. So basically, we were driving around Asturias multiple times, and we found a lot of cool places, a lot of old places, a lot of historical places that we thought, wow, no one is actually doing anything about this. No one is showing this information. No one is showing all these places. So we thought, well, we could do something about it. So that's pretty much it. That's how this project came alive. In this first episode, Kate is going to tell us briefly what's going to be. So
Yeah, today we're going to Bandujo. This is tiny medieval village here in Asturias, and we've been there a few months ago. We really like this place, and we thought, why not to start our project and share what we can find there with you. Today, we're going to show all these historical casitas.
yeah, buildings, essentially.
Historical buildings and this place in general to share hidden and untold stories and places. Maybe we can find people to talk. Let's see.
That's it. That's about it. So now we are in an amazing place. This place is a little bit before Bandujo. It's a point of view that we're going to show you. We're going to take photos and showing you things around. This episode starts basically from here. So
From now.
Let's go.
So this is Asturias, up in the green, rainy north of Spain.
A region of Sidra where every village seems to have its own legend.
We heard about this one hidden away into the Council of Proasa, in what they call the Valles del Oso, means the Bear Valleys. On our way to Bandujo, we stopped in the beautiful little town of Proasa and found something we weren't expecting.
So we are exploring Proasa, the first stop, one of the first stops before going to Bandujo, and we just found this gigantic tower. Surprisingly, the door of the gate was open, so we are just inside. It's so incredible. One of the good things about being inside of the tower is that we are currently in the summer, and today specifically is really hot outside. So it was crazy to go inside and just feel how cold it was compared to the outside part of the tower. So we are very grateful that this tower was open actually.
One little tip. Leaving the town of Proasa, look to your right. That's where you will find the turn to this medieval village.
Getting to Bandujo is half the story.
Because somewhere along these mountain roads, time starts to feel different.
So it is really important to know when you start driving at Bandujo, be aware that the road is kind of narrow and also there's a lot of holes. But most importantly, try to enjoy the landscape because it's very pretty. The more you go up, the better it gets. So definitely try and pay attention, but drive safely, for sure. You actually have to park outside and walk in. The streets are too narrow and steep for cars anyway, and only residents are allowed to drive in.
Until the 1980s, this road basically didn't exist. People walked in and out on an old medieval path. No cars, no electricity, no running water. While the rest of Spain was modernizing, Bandujo stayed still. Officially it's called Banduxu in the local Asturian language, but most people just say Bandujo.
And the thing that got us was this. Only or nearly 40 people live full-time in this town, in Bandujo. But there are 66 houses.
Let that sink in for a second. And then you walk in, and it just feels like you've stepped back somewhere around 500 years. Cobble streets, stone houses linking into each other. And this is an horro.
Horro is a raised wooden granary on stone or wooden legs.
Basically, it's Asturias' national symbol.
Bandujo has 17 of them, and the bigger ones with 6 legs or more instead of 4 are called paneras. There are 8 of those too. But the real showstopper is this tower, built in the 14th century by a local noble family, the Álvarez de Bandujo.
It's called the Torre de Tuñón, and up there, you can still see the coat of arms. 3 families who basically ran this valley for centuries: the Tuñón, the Miranda, and the Bandujo themselves.
So this thing has been a fortress, a jail, and a town hall.
See this? This was the village wash house. Until 1980, nobody had running water in their house. So this was where the women of the village did laundry by hand. And honestly, it was probably also where the all gossip happened. So this is El Rabilon, but to get to know more about this interesting place, check our video on TikTok, link below. There is also this little Romanesque church, Santa Maria.
This is the oldest building from the whole council. This church is from the century 9. It's simple, it's pretty, and it has a lot of decorations. We met Chema at the local village bar called La Escuela, which we will tell you a little bit more later. And after a quick chat, he kindly offered to show us the church and share stories we never expected to hear. Bandujo's church point arches were inspired by Oviedo Cathedral, while the beautiful Baroque altarpiece were crafted by the very same artisans who worked on the cathedral in the 18th century. During the Spanish Civil War, most of the original statues were lost. Only one survived, a Gothic sculpture from the 16th century that the villagers hid to protect. Then, during a restoration in 1996, an unexpected discovery was made. Beneath centuries of candle soot, restorers uncovered original 14th century frescoes that had remained hidden for over 600 years. But history isn't the only thing that makes this place special. The church has incredible acoustic, still echoing beautifully after more than 6 centuries. In Bandujo, history isn't just preserved, it's still lived. Wow.
El agua para bautizar. Se
Wow.
con esto.
Wow.
That's impressive. Okay, this is the part that actually gave us chill.
Walk into the village cemetery and you'll notice there are no headstones, no names, no owners of any grave. When someone dies in Bandujo, they're buried in the plot of whoever has been resting there the longest. It just keeps cycling, generation after generation. 27 graves, no permanence, no individual ownership of death.
And once a year, for the Day of the Dead, at the start of November, the whole village comes together and covers every single grave with black soil and flowers, arranged into these intricate geometric patterns, like a flower carpet over the entire cemetery. It's a tradition that basically disappeared everywhere else in Asturias. However, here it's still very much alive.
Remember the village bar we mentioned earlier? It's called Bar La Escuela, because this building used to be the village school. Today, it's much more than just a place to grab a drink. It's the heart of the village, where neighbors meet, catch up, share stories, and welcome strangers. And that's exactly where we met Chema, who ended up giving us one of the most memorable experiences of our trip. So, who actually lives here?
Around 40 people, mostly older, mostly families who worked this land for generations. This is a livestock country. Cattle, small farms, and vegetable gardens.
Here's the thing about Bandujo though. Its isolation wasn't a bug, it was kind of a feature.
Because nobody could easily get up here, nobody turned anything down to build something new. By the time the rest of the world caught up, there was nothing left to modernize when the road finally came in the 80s. It got declared a protected historic site, Hacienda Interés Cultural, in 2009. Basically, don't touch it. Bandujo isn't trying to be a tourist attraction. It doesn't have a gift shop, and it barely has a bar that's open. What it has is 40 people who never left,
A tower that's outlasted 6 centuries, and a cemetery that quietly reminds you that nothing, not even a grave, really belongs to anyone forever.
If you ever driving the Senda del Oso in Asturias, take the detour, park the car, walk the hill,
And just be quiet for a minute. That's kind of the whole point of this place. Places like Bandujo remind us that the best part of traveling isn't always the landmarks. Sometimes it's simply taking the time to talk to the people who call these places home. We came to Bandujo to explore a beautiful medieval village, and we left with something much more valuable and with stories we'll never forget. And maybe that's the real reason to visit places like this. I would say you definitely feel something special walking down the streets of Bandujo. And now you probably understand more why we chose this medieval town to start our project.